Hey. And thank you for clicking play. And look, if things have gone according to plan, then this would have been in time for Pirate Day, but it isn't. But whatever. That's fine. I've got a pickups video, and even though it's late for Pirates Day, we've got some Master Mary rum. That's what I'm tucking into here. Just a little bit left. I was just very, very busy last weekend, so please forgive me. Which is why I chose to release the video that I released to you when I did. But happy Pirate Day anyway. Beautiful. Let's get into some pickups. So over a month ago, I went down to Midland, which is in my local area, and before I actually picked up anything, I actually went to a fantastic place that I've been to before, which is called the Robot Factory. It's a cafe, mainly because the retro shops and the charity shops that I wanted to look into were not open at this particular time. So I went to the coffee shop until I waited for them to open. And I've been to, I'll insert some footage. I've been to the Robot Factory before. It's a retro robot themed cafe in Midland. If you're in Perth and if you're in the sort of eastern suburbs area, do check it out. It's on Great Eastern Highway. What they've added is, for the table numbers, they've used little retro arcade game machines as the table numbers. So while you wait for your coffee, you can play on these retro machines. Such a good idea. So they got this idea from one of their customers who suggested it, and they've implemented it, and it's fan-freaking-tastic. Had a great time chatting with one of the ladies behind the counter about this, and yeah, just so good to be able to play a little retro mini arcade as the table number while I waited for my cappuccino. Right, what did I do after I'd had my cappuccino? Well, I went to 8-Bit Anarchy, of course, which is just down the road from them. Byron, mate, you're a star, you know it. And what did I pick up? Wait. I picked up a couple of things. I picked up Bayonetta for the Xbox 360. Now, the first time I played Bayonetta was on the PS3. My mate Mike had it. And we don't have a PS3 currently. We have an Xbox 360, so it just made sense to pick up the Xbox 360 version. Great game, button bashing sort of third person beat 'em up. I just absolutely love the character. I love the risque nature of this franchise. It's not as risque as I recall, but it's still great fun. It's fantastic fun. Absolutely love it. Yeah, Bayonetta. Hence why she's on the screen right now, rather than my own logo. Because you know the logo. That's boring. Bayonetta for the Xbox 360. Oh, what came in that? This is from Byron. Disc, which works because I've played it with the manual. And I think that was $10. Cheers, Byron. You're a star. So that's that. I'm going to put this here because I'm going to need to make room for some smaller things in front. And the other thing I picked up from Byron, which was also $10, was this. Super Breakout in a case, well, you know, one of those sort of protective display cases, for the Atari VCS or 2600. And the reason why I wanted this was because I wanted a game that I could test the paddles that I also got from Byron at the last Perth Amiga Users Group meet, and I'm happy to report that it works. The paddles work absolutely fine, and this game works absolutely fine. Haven't ever had a bum steer from Byron to this date. So there we go. Super Breakout. Great stuff. So thank you, Byron. That's all I picked up from him on that particular day. It was quite a while ago now. What else we got? Okay, so then I went up the road. There is I think it's called a Cache City in Midland. I'm giving away my secrets. And I went there. I'm just going to pick up everything I got from that particular shop. And you can chat to them about prices. Yeah, these are all from Is it Cash City? Oh, it's Cash, Midland Cash Generators. That's the name of the shop. Also on Great Eastern Highway. For some of these, I probably should have gone back to Byron because I bet his prices would have been better. But it doesn't matter. I've got these anyway. OG Duffy, if you're watching, one of these is for you. I'm going to save that till last. First game I'm going to show you is Fear 3 for the Xbox 360. So, Fear 3, I friggin' love the Fear franchise. I played Fear 1 on the Xbox 360 when I had a projector. So it was Xbox 360 linked up through VGA to a projector. And that's how I played through Fear 1. I've recently replayed all the way through that game on the Xbox 360. Linked up to my 42-inch in the other room. Love it. Absolutely love it. My favourite is Fear 2, which I've also got. But I played Fear 2 and Fear 3 on the PS3. But I don't have a PS3 right now. Hence why it just makes sense. If titles are cross-platform, I might as well buy them for the 360 rather than the PS3. Because then I can play them straight away. So that's why I'm happy to get the last in the franchise. Fear 3. I never actually completed this on the PS3. So now that I've gone through Fear 1, I'm going to go through Fear 2. And then I'm going to make it my mission to complete Fear 3. This game really was built for cooperative multiplayer. Those of you that have played it will understand. I think number 2 is my favourite in the franchise, but yeah, this is definitely worth a go. Very, very happy to have this. Oh, so what did that cost me? Okay, so here's the funny thing. So Fear 1 and Fear 2 cost me, from the same place, $3 each. So about £1.50. Fear 3, for whatever reason, and I just decided, sod it, I'm just going to buy it. This was $20, so £10 to get hold of the last in the franchise. But whatever. Happy to have it. Dave, I'm cheating. I'm opening the boxes slightly. Hope you forgive me. Dave from Retro Games Played Badly. Okay, next one. From the same place. Gee, that was another $20 purchase too. Far out. It's a game I've wanted for a long time. And it's a modern game. It's Until Dawn Rush of Blood for the PSVR. So, you know I like to do a scary game around Halloween as a live stream. I don't do live streams often. It seems to be my thing. This Halloween weekend, that's what we're going to be playing. Okay? I haven't tested to see if this one works yet. I know this Bayonetta works. I know this works. Haven't tested Fear 3. Haven't tested this. I hope it works. But Until Dawn Rush of Blood. I've played the demo of this. And it's sick. That's the only word to describe it. And I don't mean sick as in awesome. I mean sick as in sick. It's disgusting. It really is absolutely disgusting in terms of the gore, the horror. It's an on-rail VR shooter. It shouldn't exist. But guess what? I've bought it anyway. So, yeah, there we go. It's got the manual pamphlet thing there, and it's got the disc there. So I think we're all good, and the disc looks in good quality. They cleaned it off for me in the shop, as they did with Fear 3. Actually, that's also got manual and disc, just so you know what I've got for my money. $20 for each of those. Does that stand up? Screw you! Right. I'm going to have to move these back a bit. They're still in shot. They're still in shot. Yeah, boy. Okay. Last from Cash Generator in Midland. Keeping in mind what I've just said about not owning a PS3 and only an Xbox 360, OG Duffy, this one's for you. It's Resistance, Fall of Man. And I bought this before I watched your first video on you loving this, and I know you got this for £1 in the UK, which is fantastic. I got this for $3, which is about £1.50. So I think, keeping in mind games tend to cost a little bit more over here, I think that's fair. But I played this. Now, I'm going to do a video later, so no spoilers. But this is a game that made me want a PS3. I had an Xbox 360 which red ringed, and one of the games that my mate showed me when he first bought his PS3 was Resistance Fall of Man, and it was amazing. When I eventually got my own PS3, I played through this to completion. This also holds the grand honour of being the only game to make me vomit. Now, I have to quantify that statement. We were playing it on a projector, and what Resistance Fall of Man does is there's certain points where things jump on your face, and you have to sort of wave the DualShock controller around to get them off your face. Also, myself and my mate Mike were drinking cola floats. We were had ice cream and Coke at the same time, and I think the combination of doing that motion on the projector plus the cola floats in our stomachs, I had to excuse myself, and yeah. So it wasn't anything to do with the gore of the game. I absolutely love this game. It's like a second. It draws you into being a Second World War shooter, and then there's alien invasion thrown in as well. A lot of the stuff is based in Somerset, which is one of my favourite parts of the entire globe. Yeah, the centre of the universe as far as I'm concerned. So Resistance Fall of Man on the PS3 holds a lot of fond memories for me. And I know OG Duffy, I seem to be mentioning him a lot recently. I will put another link in the description to his channel. Check him out. He's just brilliant on games and beers. And he's loving it. He can't believe what a quality game he's got for £1. And guess what? We get that same quality game for $1, for $3 over here. $3 Australian. And so basically, I think there's 3 in the franchise. I only ever played through number 1. I'm going to play through that again when I eventually get my hands on a PS3. They're cheap to buy right now. And then I'm going to go through 2 and 3 as well. And I'm really looking forward to that. Right, on the same weekend, so this is seriously about a month ago or more, on my local charity shop, always check the DVD sections, and this was in a DVD cage sort of lying down that I had to go through, which I often skip past them, but I'm getting into the habit of double checking them now. I pulled out this. Now I'll insert a photo that I took on the day as well. But this is for the PC. This is F22 Lightning number 3. Now, I've got number 1 in big box. I showed that in a pickup ages ago. It's one of my favourite boxes for the PC. Same people that made TFX, basically. So I've now got number 1 and I've got number 3. So I'm going to need to get number 2. But there we go. That's for the PC, and I'm very excited. What came in it? Look, this was, again, they sold this for $2 because they thought it was a movie. And it's got the case, it's got the disc, and it's got the manual. Fantastic. Happy with that. Charity shops, if they don't know what they've got, buy it anyway. Right. Rum. And Bayonetta. That's the end of the rum. Blimey. Right, okay. So, it was Father's Day in Australia. I'm trying to pick these things from my pile in kind of chronological pickup order to a point. I'm cheating to a point. Okay. So it was Father's Day in Australia not too long ago, a couple of weeks ago. And my son Zach, so I've got twin boys, son Zach, and my son Luke bought me a Doctor Who DVD season 6, which we needed, which is fantastic. Thank you, Luke. And my son Zach and his wife, so my daughter-in-law Erica, bought me for the PS4, the Atari 50 collection, and I am so glad to have this. If you haven't got the Atari 50 collection and you're into retro gaming, seriously, get a hold of a copy, because they're not expensive, on whatever platform you choose, because it's on pretty much every platform. And what I'm now doing, after having going through a heap of the games, I'm going through the timeline. There's a historical timeline with videos, interviews, pictures of the different arcades. And it is an education, and I think it's so important. Let's face it, Atari, for most of us, are the genesis of everything that made us who we are in terms of gamers. So just do it, just play through it. That's all I'm going to say. Now, what's inside here? There's nothing inside here. Why? Because the disc is in the PS4 where it should be, because that's the main thing I play every time I switch that friggin' thing on. Because that, if you haven't got it, you're not a friggin' retro gamer. I'm going to say that. Alright. Okay, the next ones. You know when you get into a bit of a... You want to do a pickups video, but then you spot something on eBay you want. So you order it, right? And then you've got to wait for it to arrive. So the pickups video is delayed, okay? And then whilst you're waiting for that thing to arrive, you spot something else, so you order that. And then you think, well, I might as well wait for that to arrive before I do the pickups video. And while you're waiting for that to arrive, you spot something else. This is the reason why this pickup video is later than I thought it would be. eBay is dangerous. But what I've got, as you guys know, those of you that watch regularly, I've been rebuilding the PC that I bought back from the UK, which is the last PC I built before I left the UK for Australia, early 2000s. And there's certain games I want to reinstall on that, because I want to bring that machine back, and it's getting there to how I had it, how I remember it. And I had thought, well, I can get the disk images off websites like archive.org, for example. But they're not expensive to buy if you're not fussy about which version you buy. So I went on eBay, and these will be getting installed on that machine, and it's stupid. But it is quite emotional. Okay, first one is Wolfenstein, Return to Castle Wolfenstein. And anybody that's followed me for any amount of time knows this is one of my all-time favourite games. And now I have it. I've got the disc on CD, and that will go on my Pentium 3. And that's and this is the funny thing. See how that says 15 like that, not MA15? Even though I bought this from an Australian seller on eBay, this is a UK copy. And that's how I remember it. So we'll get that installed, and that's got the disc, and it's got the wonderful looking manual. There was a slightly more collectible version of this available, but I've left it because I don't need that. This on the shelf for me is enough nostalgia. Playing the game from the original disc, even though I've got the GOG version, that's going to be brilliant. Because I remember completing it on that exact same machine. So that's going to be great. Okay, and also, for that same machine, I played this so much. And I played this on the machine before, which was a P2, well, by the time I finished with it, it was a P200 MMX with a 3DFX Banshee, but it's Unreal Tournament Game of the Year edition. So, not the exact same box I remember for this, but it doesn't matter, it's the same game. I won't bore you with the details. I missed out with one seller who was selling it cheap, but then piked out on me. This one is the 3-disc version. He was only including 2 discs, the other seller. And that is the last thing that arrived recently. So I'm very happy to have that for the PC, for my P3. I don't think that's the original box, because they don't all fit on the spindle, which is why he's put them in individual sleeves, but I don't care. I actually don't care. Okay, that's all of that. What else have we got? I'll show you one thing I've picked up I'm purposely sort of choosing the order here. This was at the local transfer station, or dump, if you want to call it that. And I'm going to need this for some of the PC project. It's a disc repair kit. Yes, it is. And look, it's in box, and it's got the mechanism there. It's got the thing to put in there to turn it, and it's got the polishing compound to polish your CDs, get the scratches out. And some of the discs that I've got from back in the day, my original discs, they need a polish. So I was very, very pleased. The timing was perfect. I can't remember how much they charged me for that, but it was not a lot. Not a lot at all. Stick that in front of Bayonetta there. How you doing, darling? She's so nice. Right, so the last item, kind of, is this, and this is from an eBay seller, and I'm going to give him a shout out because the thing was okay. He's got a website apparently, osmode.com.au. There you go, free shout out, mate. There you go. And what I ordered off this eBay seller was Pole Position 2 for the Atari 7800. I don't have a 7800. And that brings me to the last thing. As you may be aware, there is a... Oh, so first of all, this is a fantastic version of Pole Position. It is amazing. I don't know if it works because I don't have a 7800, but what I've done is I've put in a pre-order through EB Games for the Atari 7800 Plus. So if you're not familiar with the project, it is a 80% scaled Atari VCS Woody 4-switcher, and it plays original cartridges through emulation, but it plays original cartridges, and it also plays 7800 cartridges. So that's why I bought that. When I read that it played 7800 cartridges, I thought, I'm having one of those. And straight after ordering that, and I've ordered some extra bits as well, I thought, screw it, I'm buying the main game that I want for that, which is Pole Position 2 for the 7800. And I'm very much looking forward to playing that once I get that. Now, that won't arrive until middle of November, which is around my birthday. So I have turned it into my birthday present from my wife, which is fine. But yeah, I'm very happy. And so, he says, after plugging in the camera because the battery ran out, that's the pickups video. Really excited. Really pleased to have titles like Bayonetta, Fear 3, a franchise I absolutely love. A game I've always wanted. A game I have very fond memories for. A random $2 pickup in terms of F22 Lightning 3. The Atari stuff I've got here is amazing. But these games that I can reinstall from original copies onto my PS3, I think that is the cream of the crop right there. And the great thing I think about all of these in this era is just grab them while you can. Because I've said it before, but I think the Xbox 360 and the PS3 era are the last of the truly collectibles. I say that tongue-in-cheek because you've also got the Switch, which does have physical media. And as I'm trying to say, between battery failures, the Xbox 360 and the PS3 era are the last collectible era, because after that you get on to digital only and DRM and all of that rubbish, and when the servers go dark, none of that's going to work. It's the reality of it. Anyway, hope you can join me on the live stream for Halloween for Rush of Blood. I've not played it. I've only played the demo. So I'm very excited about that. Something's falling over. Everything's falling over. Happy late Pirate Day. Good night. And what is that? Master Mary. Fantastic stuff. Thank you for watching. Goodbye. And stuff. Go away.